Hey folks, Peter Nakamura, Product Marketing Manager at Mercatus, reporting out of the final day of Groceryshop Day 4. I'm here at the Mandalay Bay. I'm just outside enjoying a little bit of warmth before I head back to Toronto, where it sounds like it's going to be pretty chilly and already fall weather. So just trying to absorb as much sun as I can before we head back. But really had a great conference. Again, this is my first grocery shop. So I was just taking in as much information from a variety of speakers, thought leaders in the space, and just, came up with a lot of great insights that I'm going to continue to mill in my head over the next few days or weeks moving forward. I did collect kind of my top 5 thoughts around the conference, and hopefully I'll be able to share all of them to you in the next 5 or 6 minutes. So let's get going. So the first one was, this is just kind of a general theme that I saw in the conference, is retail media is really where a lot of attention is at least for this year. We'll see where it goes, but the retail media space is supposed to grow to over $60 billion by 2024. Some are saying, it might grow actually even faster than that. And there's a great opportunity here for retailers and CPGs to work together. CPGs in particular, they're looking for any way to tap into traffic that scales and delivers them the quality that they're looking for. So, lots of investments being made in this space. It's pretty complex. There are a variety of different providers, parts of the retail media strategy that need to be coordinated between various partners and vendors, and of course the retailer being at the center of it. But I think if you're a retailer and you're not thinking about your retail media strategy and leveraging your data, it's probably going to be a challenge, a couple of years down the line to catch up. And we see that even with bigger retailers where, Kroger is just one of those retailers that's just far ahead in this space, whereas maybe an Albertsons is still catching up. And it really has a lot to do with the ecosystem you build around better understanding your customers and the data that you're collecting. So, first party data was a massive part of the conference, and people talking about how do you make better use of that closed loop where retailers have this really great opportunity because you have this, ecosystem, this environment where you can really understand in depth the customer behavior. And I know I can tell that the CPGs were just really excited about getting their hands on it. So how do, retailers take advantage of those closed ecosystems? Really interesting. And this relates to the whole topic of customer loyalty as well. So as part of engaging your customers and building that loyalty, that's where retail media can tap in and deliver value, not just for the sake of, monetizing eyeballs, but actually delivering personalized, interesting, useful products that customers will find, beneficial. And in exchange for that kind of personalization, they'll be able to give up more and more data. So just, really interesting to hear, again, retail media, a big part of it, personalization and the tools that we have available now. Still some work to do, obviously, in that area. There was some comments from CPGs around some of the retail media networks, being fragmented and a lack of standardization there causing some issues. So, choosing the right partners is really important too. The second highlights around convenience. So there was an entire track dedicated to convenience in the conference, whether that's, a frictionless shopping experience, better understanding the customers that you serve, what, habits and behaviors they have. How do you make grocery shopping fit into their life better, especially online? And, regional retailers are a really strong part of the convenience narrative, especially when you look at the advantage that you have over, a Walmart or a larger big box stores, the number of locations that are there and are cited by consumers as the most, kind of appealing aspect of shopping at their regional retailer. It's just like, hey, there's one, 5 minutes instead of 15 minutes. And so, really just thinking about convenience and putting the customer at the center of it and figuring out um, how you can build up your omnichannel strategy around how they act, what they want, what their desires are, the wants and needs is really important, and data being the backbone of that. So collecting the data, creating events, certain activations that make it easier for you to collect data, that make it enticing for customers to share that information, having robust loyalty programs, all that contributes to being able to deliver a more convenient experience. Uh, Another thing that came out a lot is white label platforms, especially by big players in the industry like Walmart, um, Amazon, pitching their white label platforms. Really interesting trend to see that, big retailers trying to sell other retailers on their solution. Clearly, there's opportunity there, and you can see that through Instacart and DoorDash and players in that space. But the real question will be, how much will retailers be able to trust Walmart or an Amazon to um, protect their data and not potentially use it for their own benefit. That will be the biggest kind of leap for regionals to take if they do go down that route for white label platforms. The fourth highlight was just around the mobile, the importance of mobile in the future of always on shopping. Um, Consumers today are just basically always shopping. Essentially, you can be filling your basket at any point. So how do retailers leverage the mobile experience, which is probably the most convenient way to build your basket, and provide the right tools, provide the right notifications at the right time for the right products. There's a lot of thought going into that, and going beyond just kind of the events-based or seasonal-based marketing to how do you continuously stay top of mind for your customers. And then finally, my last thought is just there's a conference like this has a lot of aspirational keynotes and workshops, and what should life look like outside of the conference wall. But all of this really depends on the execution and how retailers can make sense of a pretty complex array of different tools, resources, expertise. So as a retailer, it's really thinking about who are those solid partnerships that you have, who can you trust, who can you kind of collaborate with to start mapping out the future of omnichannel experience, convenience, mobile, all of the different pieces that put together a strategy where will help you compete against your competitors locally or nationally. So the proof again will be in the execution. A lot of the technologies that we're talking about in the conference, like the metaverse, seems like they're still a couple of years away. But if there's certain things that you can experiment with, test out in a couple of your stores, just like you did in the pandemic with dark stores and MFCs, continuing that spirit of innovation, I think, is going to be really important. So that's it. I hope you found these reaction videos helpful. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to do this again in a future conference. But for now, hope you have a great rest of your week. If you did attend Groceryshop, hope you have some rest, as it was a pretty busy week for any of those of us attending. So with that, signing out. You all have a great rest of the weekend.